I'm proud and honored to endorse Senator Bernie Sanders for the presidency of the United States. We have a simple choice. We can have a democratic socialism of Bernie Sanders to benefit all Americans, or we can have Republican socialism, which benefits the 1% and leads us to a constant state of war.
That was former Alaska Senator Mike Gravel officially announcing the end of his 2020 presidential campaign. The 89-year-old's campaign posted that video yesterday. Gravel did qualify for the July debates in Detroit by surpassing the 65,000 donor mark, but he was not invited onto the 20-person stage. His campaign team posted a series of tweets thanking Gravel from his account. One of them reads, "It was an incredible honor to work for Mike, one of the greatest men of our time, someone of boundless courage and incredible tenacity." That campaign team was made up of teenagers. They launched Gravel's campaign from thousands of miles away with Gravel's name, face, and Twitter password as the only tools at their disposal. David Ox is one of those teens. He is the former campaign manager for Mike Gravel's 2020 campaign and an incoming student at Oxford University. David, thank you so much for joining us. How did you convince Senator Gravel to run?
Well, I've always been a big fan of Senator Gravel. One day I found his phone number online. I called him. I said, Senator, you have to run for president. He said, no, I won't. I'm retired from politics. We kept on calling him, and eventually, we forced him to run.
So what was the goal here? Because both you and the campaign team and Gravel have conceded that winning was not actually the ultimate goal of this run.
Our goal was to kind of push for a new sort of politics to help, expand the Overton window and talk about issues that we thought no other candidate was talking about, especially, foreign policy, direct democracy, stuff that the senator has supported his entire life, but that politicians like Steve Bullock don't really enjoy talking about.
Did you feel like you accomplished your goal?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, we got more donations than a senator, 2 governors, more than Steve, more than Bill de Blasio.
Some shade, it sounds like. Okay.
I like Steve.
Yeah, but you feel like you got some traction and that your effort was successful. But so as we showed there, Mike Gravel endorsed Senator Sanders. He's also, though, throwing his support behind Congresswoman Tulsi Gabbard. Can you help us understand why does he support them?
I think he supports Senator Sanders because Bernie has always called for things very similar to Senator Gravel. He's always called for a government that promotes the interest of all the people, not only the rich. And Bernie has always called for non-interventionism abroad, a peaceful approach to foreign policy, and the same with Representative Gabbard. Senator Gravel is a huge fan of both of them. Yeah.
So Senator Gravel did make the debate stage when he ran for president back in 2008, and I want to play some of what he said at that year's first debate about war and the other candidates.
This war was lost the day that George Bush invaded Iraq on a fraudulent basis. After standing up with them, some of these people frighten me. They frighten me. When you have mainline candidates that turn around and say that there's nothing off the table with respect to Iran, that's code for using nukes. Oh, Joe, I'll include you too. You have a certain arrogance. You want to tell the Iraqis how to run their country. I got to tell you, we should just plain get out. You know what's worse than a soldier dying in vain is more soldiers dying in vain.
Is that part of the reason why you believe that Senator Gravel can be an effective surrogate for Senator Sanders and Congresswoman Gabbard?
Oh, absolutely. Senator Gravel is the rare type of guy who's not afraid to to call these people out right to their faces. That's a big reason why we helped him qualify for the debates, and hopefully when he's serving as a surrogate for Senator Sanders and Representative Gabbard, he can continue bringing that honesty and that spunk.
So we just heard some of the senator's criticism of former Vice President and 2020 frontrunner Joe Biden from back in 2008. Polls show that many voters see Joe Biden as the most electable candidate against President Trump. And the president says that Joe Biden has lost his fastball. How do you see it?
I think Joe Biden, it's not about age. Senator Gravel's 89 years old. He's still sharper than Joe. I think, when you don't fight for your principles your entire life, when you do whatever's popular, I think you age a bit quicker than most, and I think we're seeing that with Vice President Biden.
So even though Senator Gravel was not at the Democratic debates, you helped him qualify, as you said, through the donor threshold. What did this campaign teach you about fundraising and specifically the DNC's system?
I think, I think if they had allowed for 21 candidates, we would have been very happy. But I think, the big takeaway from this is that this is a system that's very easy to game, and we hope that future campaigns, leftist campaigns, do the same by, just getting a lot of committed donors for candidates who maybe they're not running to win, they're running to support others. Because I think the debates are an incredibly valuable, way to get rarely heard ideas, like Gravel's in 2008, onto the kind of the mainstream of American politics.
So what is your takeaway about the way that the DNC this year operated and carried out these debates?
Probably wasn't good for them, but it was good for us.
Good for you. So Gravel's campaign was built almost entirely through social media with viral tweets and memes on Instagram. Is there anything that other candidates can learn from the way in which that took place about how to reach especially younger voters?
Oh, absolutely. You have to speak their language. You have to not only, should you have policies that benefit them and make that clear, you should also, reach directly to them. They don't like this, standard consultant language of Washington. They like directness, honesty, and humor. They like humor a lot.
What's next for you? Are you going to join another campaign?
I'm thinking of joining another campaign. I'd like to work on the Sanders campaign, perhaps.
Okay.
But I have to go to college.
Okay. On that note, David Ox. David, thank you so much for stopping by.
you.
I really appreciate it.